we work on some of the basic fundamentals. We get your grip correct, we get your setup correct, and then from there a lot of times that starts to fix the motion problems, just by fixing the setup problems. But if it doesn't, there still might be some flaws. Now, some of the common flaws I see are poor sequencing. Poor sequencing is one of the biggest ones I see. It's really common for me when I watch somebody take a club back and swing it. They want to swing the club first. They feel like they can't square it if they don't. They feel like if their arms stay relaxed and their arms stay back, that they're not going to get the club square. So they start swinging it and throwing it out of the top, trying to square it up. I can't swing like this. So what happened on that golf swing? I made a pretty good backswing, but then once I reached the top, I threw the weight of the club out here away from me and down. And so the club actually ran into the ground before it ever got to the ball. Okay, so what that will look like, I throw the club out and I stand up in order to accommodate that. And I can, you can hit the golf ball like that and hit some decent shots, but you're going to lose a ton of power and you're not going to be the most consistent because you're having to time too many things. So you're having to time how you stand up and how you throw the golf club. What we do for that is we do a few different things. First, I might take your left hand off and teach you some one-armed drills. So you can't, it doesn't make any sense to throw the club like this. You can't make any power. So you just learn to be relaxed and swing the club. So you just get relaxed and you're swinging the club head. And you can see that with one hand like that, that went, I don't know, 130 or 40 yards, pretty easy. So once you learn how to use the weight of the club and the momentum of it, you start to realize that that's not making you any power, it's actually hurting you. So that swing, I hit it with no tension. I'm just using the momentum of the club to hit the ball. So rather than throwing the club out this way, I just keep my right arm really tensionless. Now, when you do that one-handed swing, what you can see is the club, the grip is actually pivoting. You can see that? And it feels like it's pivoting out back here by my right leg. Now, if I put my body in motion with it, it pivots out in front of me. But that's a really good drill for you to feel how to use the weight of the club and the momentum of the club to hit the shot. Another problem I see with players is instead of throwing the club out this way, they actually drag it. And this one comes because they've watched a lot of video and they know what they see. When you watch a good player swing a golf club, you see this angle stored here for a long time. So they try to do that artificially. They swing the club back, they pull their arms down like this, and then try to hit the golf ball with a save flip. So that looks something like this from down the line. Now, you get the ball going at both directions when you start doing that. You're going to have shots you miss way right and shots you miss way left because there's so much timing of how much you flip the club. With the face rotating this much in that small area, you're not going to be very consistent. So this is my center line. I want my arms on the right side of my center line into impact. So what those people are doing is they're actually taking their arms and putting them across their body this way too soon. So if they just feel like they leave their arms back, and one of the drills I use is I make them swing the club back to where their left arm reaches parallel to the ground and their right arm has some fold, and then I make them keep their right arm somewhat folded and their arms behind them. And so they're using their rotation to swing the club down so the club stays back. They're not pulling this forward. Okay, so that looks something like this. So in a golf swing, there's this pivot, but there's also where the club pivots over here. Now if I drag the handle up here, that pivot over there doesn't happen until way too late. Or it's pivoting too fast artificially. It's not the momentum of the club doing it, it's you actually throwing it around. So that would look like that. And the fix is to feel like your arms stay back over here, and then it'll pivot right out in front of you the way it's supposed to. The momentum of the club will carry your arms out in front of you, not you pulling your arms out in front of you.